like that. It's all love.
Yeah, see, I wish. Like, I
All
oh,
right.
yeah,
No,
got it.
absolutely. You already know.
Imma get on there right now.
I'm doing it right
I
now.
guess I can share this. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, we're live. They can hear us.
Okay, okay.
Oh, I don't think they can hear us. See.
Well, they could probably hear you.
They can hear me. Hello.
I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave. But the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'm running up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'm running up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna fall. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave. But the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
Man, I hope I didn't mess it up. Listen, I'm so freaking appreciative of the floor hugger and everything she does to make the podcast pretty, to make sure things look right. Because right now, I know it ain't what. Let me look. I'm adjusting stuff on the fly because Hugger does everything for us, and I'm super appreciative. But she ain't here tonight, so I'm trying to get things looked right. But listen, we got a show tonight, right? We're a little short-handed, but I had to go get my fellow brethren from the great state, you know, the biggest Cowboy fan I know, the biggest Rangers fan I know, the biggest Xbox fan I know.
Wow.
I had to go and get him tonight. J-Dub, what's going on with you, my boy?
What's good, my brother? What's good, man? Welcome everybody. Y'all know what it is. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, all that good stuff. Share it out on Twitter for us. You know what I'm saying? But everything been good, man. A lot of great games I've been playing. A lot of anticipated games. I know we got a ton of topics to go through and stuff like that. Yeah. This ain't my first time on the show, but you know what I'm saying.
No, it's been a
you know what I'm
while.
saying. Yeah, it's been a minute, but always appreciative. You know what I'm saying. Let's chop it up with my brother.
For sure.
My deep town brother. Matter of fact, I may be out there this weekend, man. Go see my mom's.
Oh, okay.
So
We're gonna get you a
yeah,
shag
y'all
while you
gonna be in
down here.
Boston, so yeah. So
We're
y'all
gonna
be
get
out
you a
of town.
shag. We're gonna get your haircut, get you a shag while you down
Hey,
here. We gotta, you know what I'm saying?
hey, listen. Growing up in Dallas, man, I ain't never had a shag, but man, I just, you know what I'm saying. I don't know, man. I've been seeing some
That,
It's
that's
ugly.
the with the cut in the back, right?
Yeah, it's ugly,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I
my
got you.
brother. Now it depends on what hood you from. It depends on where certain, different people. You know what part of
Yeah.
town people from if they wear a shag. But I always mess with Fame because we see it online, and now I say they ain't nothing but my D Town brothers. That's all.
Bro, it's embarrassing, bro. Like, I've always hated the
Yeah,
shag, bro. It's
some of
it's
that
it's
shit's
ugly.
crazy. Man.
Like, it's ugly. But listen, J-Dub, I appreciate you coming through. Baron J67, what's going on, Chief?
You caught me off guard, man. You
Yeah.
know, so many people on the screen right now. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't ready for all of that. You know, so
we
now
shout.
that I got all this time, you know what no, but bro, it's so much gaming going on, and I'm in a weird space, and I don't know if it's because J-Dub was coming on the show, but I ain't touched my Xbox in a while.
He knew. See, my brother knew. He knew what time it was.
I play but Potato, the potato.
Oh,
Potato.
Brotato.
I've been playing that on Game Pass. That's the only thing. That's
Hey, I'm
Potato go
be
hard.
real with y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, even like with Helldivers, and I bought Unicorn Overlord on PS5. Even though I could have got it on Xbox, but I don't know that I was getting them trophies. Hey man,
we was playing Helldivers the other night. Baron go, bro, I'm getting trophies. He was like, oh, I gotta get this trophy, and it threw him off because I'm playing on PC, so I'm still saying, oh, I gotta get this achievement because it's the same. He over there, bro, I'm getting trophies.
hey, no, that really, you gotta understand. For the longest time, I've been saying, "Oh, I got another achievement. Even though I'm on PlayStation."
Yeah.
But that was the first time I was like, "Oh, I got me a trophy," and I was like, "Wait a minute, my lingo
Be
changed."
feeling good, huh? Hey, listen. He
Yeah,
already
trader.
know, man. You see that trophy pop up there? It's like, oh hell yeah.
It's dangerous.
I'm not gonna hold you. At this point, I need them to add in cross progression so I can switch my Helldivers from PC to PlayStation. Because now, when Baron was bragging on them, I'm like, man, because I almost got all the achievements on PC. I got like 2 achievements left. Now I want to go and get the trophies, but it's like I don't want to start over with a whole new character.
Well, you know what I did? Day one, I got it obviously on PS5, but I got it on PC. So what I would level my character up to 5, and then go move over to the play with my friends on the PC, level it up to 5, and then so that way I'm not too far behind and have to start over kind of like you. Because I'll be honest, once you level 30 or something like that, I mean, you don't want to go back down to start over on the PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
nope. Cross progression, the only way.
Now here's the thing. That is one thing. I think at this point in time, man, the whole PC, the console stuff, I'm willing to concede that because the console war is basically over, right? And
Wait, whoa.
I mean, don't y'all think the console war over? I mean, it's only one.
Bro,
I mean,
I
are
can't.
we still
I can't
fighting a good
believe
fight?
who
Are we still fighting a
I
good
can't
fight?
believe who I'm hearing this from.
No. I mean, I'm being honest, right? After Xbox threw in the white flag, you know what I'm saying? They put their games on PlayStation. I feel like, well, now there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no sense to compete on that level. You might as well let me get my achievements on PC and back and forth, and then let that be that. You know what I'm saying?
The console war not
And
over.
Helldivers was the one game that actually made me change my way of thinking. Because before, I mean, y'all know we really didn't have multiplayer games like that. But this is
really?
There's a lot of honesty right now.
I mean,
because the console war over.
He
right?
came over there.
Like,
I humbly come tell you guys that we didn't have. Now that the console war is over, he's like, y'all, I know we have no multiplayer games. Like,
hey, listen.
So
Hey,
See right
I
now.
can live in my truth now. I can live in my truth. You know what I'm saying? Sea of Thieves is fire. You know what I'm saying? The Pentiment wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Hi-Fi Rush, Goaty. Hey,
Bro.
you know the chat finna go dig up all my tweets. This mother.
Wait, J-Dub. So is the Kraken still lacking?
Hey, we got the whole Kraken with more than the little noodle that was under the wall. We got the whole body of the Kraken, the Megalodon, and all that, brother, at 120 frames. We're
Oh,
going
you
to talk
wrong for
about
that.
it. We're going to talk about it.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even realize what's going on, people. Fame Entertainment here from LV1Gaming.com, and congratulations, you guys loaded up 283. This is the Double XP podcast. As you guys see, we're gonna have some fun tonight. No Dez tonight, no Hugger tonight, no Dallas tonight, but we're gonna get it popping. The guys are gonna hold it down with the ladies being MIA and Dallas being MIA. Because as you can see, I got the homie Baron with me. I got the homie J-Dub with me. And as you can see, he's already come through with the haymakers already. But if you guys do us a big favor, if you guys hit that like button, if you enjoy the content, if you laughed even a little bit, or you enjoyed this podcast a little bit, hit that like button. It helps us out a whole bunch. It's free 99. Share the stream out. Subscribe if you have not. If you really enjoy the content, consider becoming a channel member, because it is one of the best ways you can support what we do at LV1Gaming.com, especially with PAX East being around the corner. We got so much dope content that's on the way coming out of PAX East. So if you guys want to support us, please do so. But we're going to start with Sea of Thieves, right? We already talked about how the Kraken was lacking. You know, we're going to start with Sea of Thieves because, J-Dub, you doing what a lot of people, you know, refuse to do. Because by how I see it, remember Xbox ain't had no games. Sea of Thieves is trash. It is the #1 pre-ordered game right now, as of today,
PS5
on PSN, the #1. What does that say to the gaming fandom that a game like Sea of Thieves, that's what, I'm 6-7 years old, and a game that was under ridicule for a lot of different. Now, when it first came out, it was bare bones. Sea of Thieves was bare bones. Yeah. It deserved a lot of the crap it got. However, Rare stuck with it. Microsoft let them stick with it, and they continue to flesh out. Now, am I going back right now to play Sea of Thieves? Hell no. There's not enough content in that game to make me feel like, oh, this is my type of game. I said a thing about Hi-Fi Rush. I can appreciate a game being good that's not in my genre game. I don't like rhythm games. I can appreciate a Souls game like Elden Ring for being great for what it is. That don't mean I'm gonna go play it because it's not for me, right? But this game evolved and got amazing for the people who like it over time, and so now it's the #1 pre-order game. What does that say to #1 the community on PlayStation who are flocking to this game? #1, and #2 for Xbox, pretty much saying, hey, this game is showing you we can have success on this platform, Jay.
Well, I'll tell you what. For those of you who don't know, I was a day one guy on Sea of Thieves on my Xbox. I was that guy. I bit the bullet. It was bare bone, but day one I was on it. And keep in mind, this was a full price title. Mm-hmm. This wasn't a $10, $20, $30 game. This was this wasn't in Game Pass. I don't think we had Game Pass back then.
Game Pass wasn't back then.
These came out. Yeah. So me and my friends, we got on it and had a good time. Yeah, we got attacked by the Kraken and the Megalodon at the same time. So that was pretty dope. I mean, we streamed it. You know, if you guys want, you go on the YouTube stream to see it. This says something. This says that, for one, PlayStation guys will go and buy games that they deem that are worthy. And right now, we know that Sea of Thieves is a totally different game than it was back in the day. Back in the day when it launched, it got, a 68, 69 Metacritic. Yeah. So, you know, the yellow template that we used to laugh and poke fun at. Well, now, if that game comes out, when that game comes out on PS5, I guarantee you it's going to get in the high 80s. Maybe
Metacritic score. I didn't think about that. Are they going to go back and update the Metacritic score on the Xbox version? Because you're going to see the Xbox version at a 68 and the PlayStation version in the mid to high 80s. Yep. That's going to be crazy.
Yep. They don't go back. They don't go back for games. But what happened
is they
got a reviewer for PS5. and it will get a high Metacritic game. And guess what? You got all the content, the Jack Sparrow and stuff. I don't know if you guys saw, but the Rare developer came out and did talked about it. They were so giddy. They talked about this season 11. They made it with PlayStation 5 in mind and their gamers in mind, to the point where they actually have a offline mode for the PlayStation 5 guys that don't need PSN. For those who don't have PlayStation Plus and stuff like that, you can still buy the game and play it in offline mode. That was something that Xbox guys never got to have. We got the Jack Sparrow, all the DLC, everything that's in there. We got all of that, and in day one. So of course people can say this game is 6 years old or whatever. Yeah, that's true. But you're opening that game up to a whole different audience. And kudos to Rare and Microsoft for extending this game, for supporting this game for this long. Y'all know a lot of games. I mean, how many people playing that? The Justice League right now, right? Nobody really playing that. A lot of games come out, nobody playing them after a week or two. So this game is working on year 7 of content. Kudos to them for that. I think there's over 35 million players. In Sea of Thieves, not saying it's concurrent, but that has played that game, and that's huge numbers. And so guess what? They're probably going to pick up another 10 million. I'm not going to say 10 million because on the PlayStation side, we don't really do the players thing. We do the how many copies sold. Because we don't have Game Pass. So since Xbox has Game Pass, then they go by the players. But I think Sea of Thieves is going to sell maybe 3 million copies, maybe 4. At $50 a pop, $40 a pop, or whatever. That's not bad for a 7-year-old game. That's a lot of revenue that Microsoft finna pull in from something that they didn't have to build from scratch. It was already there. They just did the last couple of years they ported it. So this says something. Also, Hi-Fi Rush is going to be another high seller. So guys, if you think it's just 4 games, it's not just 4 games, because here's the thing.
It's going to set a precedent for sure.
It is. If PlayStation guys wouldn't have bought these games, pre-ordered these games, and playing these games, there may have been a sense of it wasn't worth our time. But because we see it's surpassed Helldivers and Final Fantasy and stuff as far as the pre-order. This might be like whole slate right away. Why wait?
Because listen, 70% of revenue is better than 0% of revenue, right? That's how they're gonna look at it. We want to get 70%, but if, like you said, if 3 to 4 million people play it, this is big.
And the bigger part is not even the selling of the game; it's the fact that when you buy the game, you're gonna spend money on cosmetics and the pirate bucks and all that stuff. You and I get it. Sometimes you got to put your fanboy hat away. And you have to understand the mechanics of business. Microsoft at this point, they're about the money. It's about to show me the money. They've spent, and in all honesty, they have spent 24 years trying to get Xbox to do the traditional style. They've tried. It just doesn't work. It's not enough people in the fan base to sustain it without them going to these avenues. Now they're just opening up the floodgates to any and everybody, and they're going to make money hand over fist. There's going to be some people that's mad, but guess what? Those people are small compared to the overall percentage of gaming.
And then, you know what? This is one thing I realized outside of shooters, you don't see too many Western multiplayer games on PlayStation.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why this is just going to be a home run without a doubt.
Look at Helldivers, right?
Western multiplayer.
Knew,
yeah.
Right? Who knew?
Yeah. Like, and it's very Western centric. Like, even in design and
down to the propaganda.
Themes. Yeah, like that. You don't get more Western than that. And that's something I didn't really think about.
And somebody say, hell yeah. And then
are you shooting?
Yeah.
That you don't get more Western than that.
Yeah.
But what trips me out and what actually just got me hyped, I wonder if we're gonna get a Sea of Thieves PlayStation controller.
I want it. You know I'm all on it.
I missed the Xbox. I missed the Xbox one.
You know I go grab it every time because I don't like the game.
I missed that one.
I don't play the game, but this right here.
But that's the coldest controller they ever came out with.
That's my baby right here.
Looking controller ever.
And the skull glows in the dark. The skull glows in the dark. This is my baby. I love this controller.
Hey,
The
I,
artwork, the design.
yeah.
That's
I
my
had
baby.
10 of
now-
those controllers. I gave I had 10 of them. I gave like 8 of them away, and I kept 2 for myself for collectors. But
I'm
yeah,
buying the PS5.
can you
one.
imagine the
Oh, it's gonna
DualSense
kill.
Edge or the? See, here's the thing: a lot of people don't think about it. This game is coming to PlayStation. It's going to do very well. And if PlayStation makes some Sea of Thieves shells to go on the PS5, they're going to sell. If they do a theme controller, it's going to sell. That's just more money that Sony and Microsoft can split.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the gamers like it. If they're willing to spend their money, who's to say, who's to say no? Now, a bigger question, and I know people like say, oh yeah, these are the smaller games. If they see the success on the smaller games, what is going to be what do y'all think Phil is going to say when he say, "Hey, we made, $80 million off of Sea of Thieves just dropping it on PlayStation. Imagine if we drop some of the bigger games there. How much money we're gonna make? What do y'all
Gears.
think?
I think
I'm
just
being real. I could see Gears
Yeah.
going. Just
Oh.
being real. Like once again, a Western themed multiplayer. Like it'll bring back up the multiplayer. Like it, bro. It.
Yeah.
And that I think that's gonna be the next big test. It'll be Gears.
We've
think
been hearing about
I think
this.
it'll be
Marcus
Gears before
Phoenix-
Halo.
We've been hearing about this Marcus Phoenix collection for 2-3 years now.
It's been rumored for a little bit.
Yeah, for a long time. So like they say where there's smoke, there's fire. Could it be just like we just found out with Rare? These guys had a secret room that they spent the last 2 years, perhaps longer, porting this game to PS5. They couldn't wear the Sea of Thieves shirt. They couldn't do anything. It was just a dedicated group in there, like they said, in a room with frosted glass that really didn't talk to nobody else. And people wonder what they were doing in there. Well, this is what they were doing. They were working with the PS5 dev kits and stuff. So
I think you're more likely to see something like Starfield drop before we see Halo Gears 4 is right synonymous with Xbox. I think you're more than likely will see something closer to Starfield before you see something like this. But at the same time, I wanna somewhat play devil's advocate, right? If we're saying, okay, Microsoft is seeing massive success with Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStation, right? And they're making all of this money, right? Hand over fist. So we're saying they just dabbling their toe in the water. Can we say the same thing about PlayStation at the moment? They just kind of got their toe in the water with PC. And eventually we're going to see day and date with PC. And then how long?
Oh yeah.
How long before we're looking at PlayStation? I mean, we're probably talking 15, 20, 30 years from now. But if my Xbox sets its precedent, it's all about money. And we hear time and time again how it's hard to develop games, the price to develop games, right? It's not going to be too much longer before we see Xbox really go full-blown into PlayStation and PlayStation to go full-blown into PC. We're talking day and date. And at some point, don't be shocked to see Helldivers 2 on Xbox. That's the type of game I could definitely see happen because it's multiplayer, because it's PlayStation owns the IP. It's not PlayStation Studio. I could see Helldivers, 5-6 years from now being playable on Xbox. I could see it.
go ahead.
No, so real quick, I believe because PlayStation moves slow when it comes to getting with the times, in terms of progress and sharing. I think what we would need to see first before we can even really get that far out, and I like how you said 15 plus years, you can't even buy a PlayStation game digitally outside of the PlayStation Store.
Yeah,
there's some hurdles we gotta get past.
Yeah.
Once we get past that, I think they'll eventually catch up and you'll start seeing a few titles across the board. But I mean, I think that's still such a big hurdle that a lot of people don't talk about. I didn't even realize how big of a hurdle it was, because for the most part, when it comes to PlayStation games, I buy them physically. But I didn't realize that was still such a, like, you can only get PlayStation games digitally from PlayStation, like nowhere else.
Sean Layton recently kind of I guess he just reiterated why Sony is not doing the day and date on their single player games. It's because he said the payoff of it is too little. It's not worth the. It's just not worth it because, for example, Sony wants you to buy a PlayStation 5. They don't care about you buying anything else. They want you to buy a PlayStation 5. They want you to spend their money there with them. Whereas Microsoft has the
True.
motto play any and
Shit.
everywhere. PlayStation has a curated experience, and they say if you buy a PlayStation 5, the chances of you buying a DualSense Edge controller, the chances of you buying the headphones, the earbuds, the in zone monitors, and the Sony TVs and the VR and all of this other. Do you notice Sony has released more hardware this generation than they ever have in history?
Yep.
They're doubling down, and then we're finna get a PS5 Pro this year, right? They're doubling and tripling down on their hardware only because they want people to spend their money with them. And mind you, they did state where it made sense their service games, obviously, because service games, they thrive and survive off of how many people that come in and stay. So they need more people. So therefore, they would like to have the PC expansive fan base to part of those service games. But a single player game, they don't care because their single player, their first party games already sell so many copies. They afforded the luxury to wait a year or two and then drop it again and have a little bit fluctuation with some more revenue. Now, granted, and you can look at the numbers, but Sony single player games, when they go to PC, they don't sell in a expansive way. For example, Spider-Man sold 10 million copies within 3 months on PS5. When Spider-Man comes to PC, it'll probably sell 1 million, maybe 1.5 million, right? So in by that and he spoke about that. By that time, Sony has it like, okay, we'll give you God of War 2018, but only because we got God of War Ragnarok coming out. So we'll release God of War 2018 on PC, and by that time, that'll entice you to not want to wait a year to 2 years to play Ragnarok. So that'll entice you to go and buy an actual PS5,
But
even
Jay,
though you're on PC.
but
Yeah.
Jay, you don't think if that game was day and date, it wouldn't sell more just off the hype alone of the game? Because I think after a
It's
while,
not.
it's like the game been out 3 years. Am I hyped for it? No, because there's a new third party game that's taking my money right now. In my
I'm gonna
opinion,
tell
if
you
it's
why.
day and date, these PC gamers they're gonna jump on it just off the hype.
But here's the thing, fame. You got to think about, like Sean Layton said, all you're doing is changing from one base to another, right? One person would, if you got a PS5, you're gonna buy it on PS5. If you got a PC, if it was available, you would get on PC. But if Baron or myself, if it dropped on PC day one, guess what? That's one less copy that they're gonna sell on PS5, and we're gonna get it on PC. Here's the problem with them putting it day and date on PC as well. It doesn't require PlayStation Plus. It doesn't require any of the other services. So if they start doing that, they want you to buy a PlayStation 5 so you can subscribe to PlayStation Plus, so you can subscribe to all of the other stuff. Well, if you have a PC, you don't have to do nothing. It's just they just sold you a $7 game.
I have a PS5.
Never,
I didn't buy Helldivers 2 on PS5 because I didn't want to pay for PS Plus, so I bought it on PC. Yeah.
I mean, you kind of proving my point.
You're the
right
case
on
point.
that. Yeah. That's what I was saying. It makes sense now. You're right
That's
on that.
trippy.
Yeah.
That's
So
trippy.
think
I never
about
thought of it that way.
PlayStation Plus for the premium is what, $150.
I think it's 170.
Yeah. Probably 170. That's $170 less that they're going to get just from fame, right?
Yeah.
So imagine all of those people that bought the PC version. That's $170 less. It's not even worth it for the game, right? So it just makes money sense. But after the game has ran its course, after it and got all it's probably going to get, they'll drop it on PC, add some extra features and stuff like that, and then that's going to entice. For example, rumor has it Ghost of Tsushima is going to come to PC. We know that they're about to announce. Apparently, in June or sometime, they're going to announce Ghost of Tsushima 2, right? That's releasing on PS5. So it makes sense. They do this with all of their games. They'll drop the old one, but only when the new one is about to come out. They did it with Ragnarok. They did
Yeah,
it with
it's coming out May
Horizon.
16th this year.
Yeah, they did it with
PlayStation 5.
Horizon. So Sony has this. It's like, yeah, the diehard fanboys, they hate it because they hate PC. They hate PC people, right? They don't care about. They don't want to share their games with nobody.
True.
But there's a balance where it's like, hey, you've played this game, you've platinum, you've had it for a year, you've had it for 2 years. It's not hurting you to put it over there. And it took a while, but I opened up to that, and it's like, yeah, it does make sense. Hey, get your money, because if that money will go back to funding my sequel, I'm all for it. And then at this day and age where everybody getting laid off and studios being closed down, these companies need money. If that's what it takes, I mean, it is what it is.
And I think that's how the Xbox community got to look at it as well. Like if Microsoft is putting, if they sell 3 million copies on PlayStation at $50 a pop, getting 70% of revenue, that's more game coming back to the Xbox brand to fund. Even though Microsoft has a limit of money, doesn't mean Xbox has a limit of money. So you bring up money back to Xbox to fund more games. It's just, I think the part that gets scary is if you tell me the whole slate is coming, then why did I spend $500 on this box? That's the scary part about this. Because my box to be useless if you tell me everything's going. I mean, I get Game Pass, right? I get that, but I have a PC for Game Pass.
I was gonna say, honestly, you wouldn't even have to say the whole. Well, saying Game Pass would be the whole slate, right? If PlayStation just accepted Game Pass, right?
They won't.
I know they won't.
With PlayStation
I know that.
It would have to be a bastardized form. It has to be Xbox first party titles only.
Game Pass on PlayStation, I would drop my PlayStation Plus subscription in a heartbeat.
Now, Jay,
right?
Because if they did it, it would have to be only Xbox first party titles, right? Because the third party stuff would be an issue.
Yeah, because they will be fighting. They
exactly.
Both get,
And so I think a butt ton of PlayStation gamers would pay for that.
Each company gets 30%. That's why they can't fight for third party, because it's like, you stepping on my toes, I'm stepping on your toes. It would have to be for first party.
And that's why you always see that shift. Like, soon as a game leaves Game Pass, you'll all of a sudden see the next month it pops up on PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
Like
2K, like 2K, right?
Yeah.
Game Pass. They had announced 2K was in it was in Game Pass, and then here comes Sony with hey, it's in PlayStation
Plus.
That's
because 2K trash now.
Hey,
bro. First off,
2K.
I get it.
2K is.
I get it.
Trash.
You're talking to a guy who plays it like a single player.
And I don't even play 2K no more.
Madden,
trash now, and I don't play Madden no more. That's why. That's why they're in the services.
We getting NCAA this year, though.
The best sports game out right now, or is about to drop, MLB The Show. MLB The Show is fire. MLB The Show is fire.
Ain't lie.
It's the only one that's doing it right now. And that's in Game Pass day one, by the way, which surprisingly is not in PlayStation Plus. That still blows my mind that we got MLB The Show in Game Pass day one 3 years in a row.
Absolutely.
And not on PlayStation Plus. That's wild to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, MLB said, hey, listen, we want more money, and you got to open it up to everybody else, or that license is going to go away. And Sony's looking at it like, listen, we lose the license to this game. That's money that we're going to lose. This studio only makes MLB, so we'll lose our studio. If we open it up, we'll, what I'm saying, we get more money. But that's outside of the norm, and that was above Sony's head when it came to that.
J-Dub, you want to hear my theory?
Because I thought when that happened, I kind of thought that was testing the waters on something, but I realized that it was MLB that was forcing that hand.
You want to hear my theory, J-Dub?
What up?
The next time Marvel and Sony have beef, and Sony takes Spider-Man away from the MCU, the Spider-Man games will. The same pressure MLB put on them, Marvel gonna do the same. Because people still get it confused. People keep saying that Sony owns the Spider-Man license IP all the way around. They do not. They own the movie rights.
The movie license.
They own the movie license. So the moment they start beefing with Marvel and they pull Spider-Man away from the MCU, they're gonna go right to Sony and say, you know what? Make my shit third party. Or I'm taking it.
Right. You're right. Well,
MLB did it.
I want to read something that I found interesting based on the leaks that happened at Insomniac. Marvel license. There are stipulations on that license that they have for the video games. It has to. There's a threshold. It has to sell. Um, what is it? The minimum copies sold had to be 3 million units. It had to sell
That's
above
easy.
3 million units.
Light work.
Right? Yeah, clearly
Light work.
they do that in
Yeah, yeah.
less than 24 hours, right? They got 3 million pre-orders.
That
So
one.
that and it has to be executed within 18 months of post-release, meaning they'll support the game up to 18 months. It has to, meaning they just can't drop the game
Yeah.
after they launch. They just can't drop the game. They got to continue supporting it. So that's why we get the quality of life stuff. That's why we get the new game plus and stuff like that roll out. That's why we ended up with the Miles Morales, which was supposed to be like DLC. They ended up doing stuff like that. We got Wolverine coming. We know we got
X-Men.
X-Men game coming, and there was another character that they had. I think Ghost Rider or something like that. But the whole slate of Marvel stuff, but all of that stuff, in order for that to continue, each successive game has to meet those requirements and benchmarks. So, so it's a possibility if Sony makes a dud, they could lose that. So what if, like, you said earlier, I think we had a conversation on Twitter about this leaked council Spider-Man multiplayer game or whatever.
Now,
What
J-Dub,
if they-
are you
Yeah.
ready to admit that was real? You said it was a PC
Oh,
mod.
yeah. I
Okay.
admit now. That it's good. Yeah. Now, when I woke up first thing in the morning, I saw it, and I was like, that was probably somebody modded the PC. That's on PC. Dudes just mod games all the time and
Yeah.
make these
True.
cuts. There was no gameplay. That was just like a montage cuts, cinematics. But we didn't see no hood or nothing like that. So that's what I kind of figured. But looking back, I think that was part of the leaks that came out that people sift through, and somebody say this was part of council. What if they canceled that because they figured that game probably wouldn't have hit the threshold that it needed, and they could potentially have lost the license to some of this stuff? What if that's the case? Because Marvel gives everybody. Sony's not the only one making Marvel games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got somebody, I forgot who it was, is working on an Iron Man game. There's another game,
Monolith?
a Black Panther game that I think was canceled or is still being
that
worked.
was under, what was that under EA?
Yeah, somebody
EA, I
is
think.
making. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
some
two Black Panther games.
division of
The
it.
standalone, and then Black Panther
Yeah.
and Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh, that even had that little CGI trailer. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So what if is like Insomniac, like Sony is the only one where they can continuously hit these thresholds that Marvel is requiring of them. What if that's the reason they keep getting all of these IPs? That's, you know what I'm saying? It said the Metacritic, the game had to hit a certain Metacritic as well, was a requirement.
I don't think a single bad game would just blow the whole deal. I think they will go back to the table, right, for a single bad or mid game. Go ahead, B. I'm
But
sorry.
going
then I'll
back
jump
to the
in.
Let me
table
tell
is
you.
the problem. Going back to the
That
table,
I was about
now
to say.
their cut that Sony gets is going to get lower and lower.
Yep. I was like, oh, you messed up. So if you want to keep it,
Remember,
now you got to
Sony,
give us 45.
Sony doesn't get a cut of any of the merchandise, toys, and stuff. They don't get any cut of any of that stuff. All that stuff. Like, Sony gets the rights to the movies, but they don't get any merchandising. They don't get any, T-shirts.
And that's
all
only
kinds.
continue
They don't
them
get any.
continue to make movies every 5 years.
Exactly.
They have to. That's why
Yeah.
Madam Web wasn't canceled. It should have
Madam-
been, because they have to drop something in the Spider-Man universe, otherwise they lose the IP. That's how Universal lost the movie rights to the Hulk, because they stopped making Hulk movies. So now the rights reverted back to Marvel. Same thing what happened with Sony. If they don't put out something in the Spider-Man universe, that's why we're getting.
No matter how trash it is, they got to put it out.
Gotta put it out. Because if they
put it out,
lose
yeah.
it and Marvel gets those rights back, I guarantee you we'll have an MLB the showcase on our hands, to where you're going to see Insomniac making games, Spider-Man games that release
everybody.
because it's more beneficial for Sony to allow their studio to keep making the game than to allow another studio to make the game. Right? It's more beneficial for them. They're still getting a bigger cut.
Yeah.
It makes more sense.
Absolutely. And the way Sony is doing it, because Sony make movies, right? They make the soundtrack. They make music. So they get to make money on the music, the soundtrack for the movies, and the game, all their artists and stuff. So it's more, they may lose money on one sector, but they make it back on another sector. It's called a loss leader, pretty much. So in Marvel, man, they're a big powerhouse. They're sitting on a bunch of IPs and a bunch of items that they could leverage. But it seems like Sony has just made Insomniac the dedicated Marvel studio game creator.
But listen, Jay and Baron, we have to bully them. We have to bully Sony and Insomniac right now because that Spider-Man game needs to be made. I'm sorry, bro. When we swinging tonight? Hey, bro.
Yeah.
We already
do it with Helldivers.
I'm hearing you up
we
like,
already do it with Helldivers.
When we swinging tonight, bro?
Bro.
How do we bully a company to making a game?
On my Logitech G Cloud, I'm remote playing Helldivers. Like, bro, I'm playing Helldivers with Xbox buttons.
Yeah. Here's the thing of why it was canceled.
I don't think it's canceled. I think it's
that montage trailer. And I'm not defending. It looked good to me, but I'm still like, well, we didn't see gameplay. You get 5 people on the screen at the same time, and you got a bunch of enemies. How is that going to work out? Like, I'm just logistically.
It don't have to be graphically demanding. It can look like Spider-Man 20, the first Spider-Man. Go ahead, B.
I'm gonna tell you. I believe this would be another game that needs to be on PC day one, Helldiver style. It would have to be.
Yeah.
To hit the markers.
You need the numbers.
You need the numbers. And then but then maybe that would be the issue. Like, does Insomniac has Insomniac made a bunch of multiplayer games?
Sunset Overdrive was their first multiplayer game that they had.
Now you got
mode, right?
But now you got 5
people. 5 people.
And then is it we off doing whatever we want, or is it Gotham Knight style?
It got to be Gotham Knight style, bro. Gotham Knight, I could be on a completely opposite side of the map with the other players.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it was gonna be more like the Justice League, like Kill the Justice League style. Everybody kind of on like. They didn't show gameplay, so we don't know how it was going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see what was their idea, but clearly, if it was canceled, the idea they couldn't get it to work. And I think,
or maybe it was some suits who just canceled it, worrying about the contract. Maybe it was just a long game. It could have been as simple as that. Like,
I don't think it's not
canceled. Worth the risk. That's fair too.
I think it's being
teased. This is being building hype,
bro. Kind of like how I think Microsoft purposely leaked that the games are coming to PlayStation. I think Sony doing that with this trailer because when everything got leaked, we saw images. There was no trailer when this leak happened. When this leak happened months ago, everything was out there, but no trailer. We had screenshots. But now there's a clear 4K trailer out in the wild. Hell no, they leaked it.
To be fair though, Fame, the leak that happened was like terabytes of data, and maybe people didn't go and sift through all of that, and maybe somebody just so happened to run across it and was like, "Oh, this is in there," and then they put it out. Because along with that, somebody I saw on Twitter, that's how I captured what I read to you guys earlier about what the stipulations were for these Marvel games for Sony, with the benchmarks, the requirements that had to be. So I don't know.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something. Go ahead, B. My bad.
No. Honestly, looking at all of this, right? I think this would have been knowing about the contract part, right? You got to take that into account. Because in my head, off the success of Helldivers, why not release instant money making? At bare minimum, you're gonna win with kids. Bare minimum, you're gonna run Christmas.
How long will you see this a multiplayer game? It's just like Helldivers, and it's just like Sea of Thieves. how long will people be playing this? If they're just going to
But
buy it
remember,
and play it for 2
we
weeks and then
talking
die,
about PlayStation here though. They just want to if it's just about moving units, throwing Spider-Man on the cover is going to sell. Especially if you drop a September, October release, give it a little time for everybody, adults with money, and then you got the Christmas shopping. You would run up until the next quarter for sure. Even if it's just on GP. It's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. We not talking like Spider-Man will outdo any game, any superhero game.
It's the biggest superhero
rip.
IP.
No, listen, Sony wouldn't have a problem. Here's the thing: Sony wouldn't have a problem selling the game. The problem is it's a multiplayer game that has to have longevity.
But
multiplayer game has to have longevity.
How many games is a service we see die every other week? Like now
Sony is afraid of. I'm gonna be honest. I honestly think
they can't be too scared. They got foam stars.
No, but they didn't make that. That's Square Enix stuff. I'm talking about their first party,
fair.
right?
That's
right.
Fair.
That's fair. All of their third party can do whatever they want. They can have all the does they want. That kind of technically don't really have anything to do with Sony. But your in-house teams where you've invested hundreds of $1 million in, it has to be a hit. We saw what just happened to Naughty Dog, where they just were so afraid to release the game and have it die, let's say 6 months, even a year. They said that they would literally have to turn into a games as a service studio and just support that game forever and not make any more new single player IPs, but just do that. That's how big it is. This is why you got Bungie, right? They only make Destiny up until now. We're sure they're going to transition away from Destiny and they're going to move over to is it Concord or some whatever the new game that they're
Marathon or
Marathon or whatever. And guess what? That's going to be the new Destiny, and that's what all their focus is going to be in for the next decade or whatever. That's just kind of how things are, and because the game are become so big and so successful, you have to sustain it.
Two things.
You just have to sustain it. Yeah.
Two things. Number one, shout out to TSW's Gaming for 3 months of being a channel member of Level 1 Gaming. We appreciate the support. Really appreciate it, man. Much love to you. Secondly, J-Dub, doesn't Sea of Thieves' success prove to you that the PlayStation Nation is starving for multiplayer games, my boy? They needed this. This is a loss. They starving out here.
I don't look at it like that, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because there's a difference between a live service game and just a multiplayer game, right? Helldivers, a live service game, they're gonna keep supporting this. They add stuff all the time. Apparently, and the game literally just came out. This game is probably gonna have legs. Will that game have legs? I don't know. Sea of Thieves coming again. Sony is only getting 30%. They're not getting 70%. So they kind of don't really care. They just make money for just doing nothing, just allowing it on their store. So they look at it totally different. Does PlayStation guys want these games? I'm gonna be honest, I think PlayStation guys have always wanted games where they would have to go elsewhere. Like, for example, if I want to play Sea of Thieves or some certain type of games, I would have to go and buy Xbox. I would go have to spend $500. And I have. But now going forward, I don't have to. And that's a good thing for me. But the more money I save, the more money I can dump into the IP or I can spend inside Sea of Thieves, giving Microsoft money, giving Sony money or whatever, and then keep it pushing. So I don't know. I know that rumors were they canceled a Twisted Metal live service game, right? That was one of the rumors. So I would love a Twisted Metal. I don't know how it's going to turn out. And I'm going to be honest. Until I actually play the game, until I see the game, it's hard for me to say, oh, I'm going to miss something, because I used to be a big Twisted Metal guy back in the day. But those were the multiplayer game, the local multiplayer. They were never online and stuff like that. So I don't know. But in a market right now that's saturated with live service, that's saturated with all of this stuff, I kind of feel like if you can't go and knock somebody off their pedestal and just keep it going and be successful, like, why even try? Because if I'm a Call of Duty guy or a Halo guy, I may go and try your game, but I'm gonna go ahead and default back to Call of Duty or Halo because that's what people have a 1 or 2 live service games that they play, and that's it. They'll go and try stuff like me. I went and tried Foam Stars, but then I'm gonna go ahead and come back home to Call of Duty. Well, now I got Helldivers, and I'll be playing Helldivers. I'll be tossing it up between Rebirth and Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and The Last of Us Part 2, and then in Pacific Drive and on and on and on. So I got to rotate. They keep dumping the market full of these games that taking people attention away for lots of time. I'm probably 100 plus hours in Helldivers easy, right? Because I'm playing between the PC and the PlayStation. That me playing that game, I just can't play it for 5 minutes. I sink in five,
You be
6
up all
hours
night.
into that game.
Yeah.
Well, and that's less time I have to spend to Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, beat that, and in Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth. And then we got Dragon's Dogma coming out. Then we got Rise of Ronin. Live service games are really for people who just only main them.
No, I got you. But once again, this isn't just any live service game. I'm with you. What you said, there was no lie you said. This is Spider-Man. Like, this is Spider-Man.
True.
I think of what was it, DC Superheroes? Was that the MMO?
Yeah.
I used to put a lot of time into that.
Yeah.
I remember, man, wherever Red Cyclone is, I hope you stub your toe right this second. This dude used to, man, I used to get beat up. My cousin would call me and be like, hey, Red Cyclone on your ass. Like, bro.
Yeah.
But now, of course, that was a legit MMO with PvP and everything like that. That was a whole, I don't even know if those servers are still going, but that was a whole world in itself.
Yeah.
Can you redo that with Spider-Man? I say, honestly, I think it would sell, but I don't think it would have legs. Because let's be real, unless you have daily major boss battle moment content, let's be real. Every scene I seen shared of the newest Spider-Man game, Spider-Man 2, a lot of the were the big cinematic pieces.
Yeah.
It wasn't like people were just sharing moment combat. It was the big moments.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Can you create a lot of on the regular big moments with multiplayer? So
there's only so many quick time type experiences that you can have before the novelty wears out, right? After I done spent 10 hours in this game, okay, me and my friend were just beating up the same bad guys. What else is there? How do you make that sustainable?
How do you?
That was the problem that Naughty Dog kind of said. That Bungie kind of told them, how do you continuously monetize this after a month, right? After you're used to a game, what keeps you coming back, and how do you keep those people from leaving and going back somewhere else? That's the problem that people have to find out. Games like Helldivers, I think because they created it and they designed it the way they are, the game been out less than a month and they already added mechs in it. They already have tornadoes and wind, storms, meteor showers,
earthquakes.
Now, speaking of Helldivers, some more stuff got leaked with Helldivers, right? We got new stratagems that I think are super dope. One of them is the leak is the displacer pack. It's a portable teleportation device which activates the moment before a user takes a potentially fatal blow. I think that's super dope. There's a new mech that's coming in, heavily armored walking exosuit equipped with dual autocannons. I love the autocannon turret. That's one of my favorite turrets in the game. That's super dope. Yeah. You got the ST-1 Stinger, so you single-use target-seeking anti-aircraft missile launcher. Must be locked. I mean, it's so much freaking stuff from this link. I'll put it in the description down below. Hold on. Crazy.
Anti-aircraft?
Yeah.
That means they're finna have. Wow.
Oh, there's flying bugs. There's flying bugs.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody shared video of flying bugs. And the devs tried to deny it, and he was like, I have video of flying bugs. Like, what do you...
There's a game master. There's a game master that's watching your game, and he'll drop stuff to help you, or he'll do stuff to, make you where you can't revive, reinforcement. So stuff like that will keep this game fresh consistently. Yep. So I think they found
and then social media.
Oh yeah,
Like the way they engaging with folks,
yeah,
and like I'm almost like one or two more hit tweets from following Helldiver updates,
yeah,
Helldiver
yeah.
2 updates. Like I
They're
see him,
always funny.
I engage,
They're always funny.
bro.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm like, okay, it's like,
yeah. The best thing about
man,
Helldivers on social media is people showing you all the glitches and the bugs that happen, and the devs would be like, "Oh, that's
The
a good
devs are
bug. That's
cool.
not the bad bug. The bad bugs are the one you should be shooting at." And I just started rolling because I'm like, listen, these dudes, they get it. They
yep,
get it.
That's what I'm
They
saying. The
really
the
get it.
Helldivers 2 devs and the Power Word devs show you how it needs to be done. Because even like I said it last week, the Power Word devs came out and said, "Oh, a lot of people not playing this game no more. That's cool. Go play Helldivers and stuff. We'll come out with updates and you'll come back." The Helldivers, I mean, they had some issues before with a couple of people going off the wall a
Yeah,
little bit, but for the most part, the
yeah,
Helldivers 2 devs are so cool, and that likability, along with,
yeah,
for instance, two of the biggest streamers talked mad crap about Helldivers 2. Tim the Tatman and Dr.
yeah.
Disrespect were saying, "Oh, I think the developers are paying people to promote this game. I'll never play this game." I look today, guess who playing Helldivers 2
Extremely.
and going crazy on it? Tim the Tatman and Dr. Disrespect going crazy
Yeah,
for democracy. Literally on their
yeah.
stream. After just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, saying the game was trash, the people
Didn't know.
panicked to play it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Helldivers is different. I think what the RP factor of it, of people
yeah,
actually going into roles. You see an
yeah,
entire TikToks, it's the Helldiver wives and women are getting on telling
yes,
their stories about their husbands and what they've been through.
yeah.
The RP factor on Helldivers is ridiculous. And I think that plays into why the game is just
legs.
so much fun. The
It's gonna
legs
have
on it is
legs.
crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely. It's. I'm not gonna lie. I think Sony really they saw something in this game in that studio, and it's a small studio, a team of 100 people.
Let me
And
stop you. No, let me stop you.
okay,
Because I'm a person who bought a PS4 for No Man's Sky with pride, and I'm
okay,
still proud of that purchase.
absolutely.
So let me tell you, I think they rolled the dice, they got in cheap, and if it worked, they was gonna do what they doing now, and if it failed, they would have did what they did with No Man's Sky. Because let people need to remember, No Man's Sky had a PlayStation event. It had a whole slate
Yeah,
as if it was a big Sony
yeah,
title. Sony was
you're right.
behind them,
Yeah,
and I think that's what we saw with this, and it just so
absolutely.
happened to work.
To work. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to
And
No,
now,
you're
Adidas
right.
20 with the follow super chat. And my man says salute. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate the
much
support.
love.
You be showing level one gaming, man. I appreciate that for real, for real. But I don't think
My
Helldivers
bad
2
to
is going
cut you off.
anywhere. But go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
no,
I agree with you. With No Man's Sky. Here's the thing, right? And a lot of people don't understand with game development and how the partnership works, right? This company says, I will support you. I will fund you either wholly or partially. I will make tools accessible to you. I'll make my developers and everything part of my stuff available to you. But in return, you have to hit certain benchmarks. You have to do this. You have to do that. Right? This is a business.
true.
Sean Murray and those guys at No Man's Sky, they dropped the ball because technically they lied and said that the game was a multiplayer game, and the game is so big you may run across somebody or not, and that just
Everybody was orbs at first, and
yeah,
then it
and
was
and it was just so not the case. It took them a whole year to get the additional content that they originally promised. But kudos to them because they did. Even after the game kind of ran its course, they still supported that stuff. It was all free. It was funded by not Sony, but by what's the name of the studio? I keep forgetting. Anyway, to Sean Murray
yeah,
Studio.
yeah.
It was funded by them. So that showed goodwill. And just
Hello
so
Games.
happened, yeah,
There you
Hello
go.
Games. Just so happened it got a new surge in life with them dropping DLC and with them dropping mechs and them dropping VR support and different stuff to give it. And now the game is like this epic game, and I can't wait for the new game. But that just show
Oh,
you sign a contract, and these people are going to support you, but you got to pull your weight as well. Look what happened to a lot of games that we know. Drive Club for PlayStation 4, great graphical looking game, hit the benchmark, but the problem was They got delayed for a year. It was supposed to be the cross between Gran Turismo because they wanted to give Digital Polyphony a little bit more time to develop Gran Turismo Sport at the time. And so Sony launched the PS5 and really didn't have a racing game for the first time ever. All the other previous PlayStations had Ridge Racer and other racing games that they had. So that studio, Drive Club Studio, they just really dropped the ball, and the sales was poor because of it. They eventually made it up by adding the bikes and coming with the content, but by that time Sony was already done. They didn't already spent the money part of that in if you have a developer that didn't hold up their end of the bargain, what are you to do besides not have partnership with them anymore?
No, he's speaking
I ain't
facts.
got nothing else to say.
He's speaking fact. Listen. What I'm super proud of before we get up out of here, right? Is my man J Dub did what a lot of people can't do. He came through and he spit facts. But before we go, J Dub, I gotta ask this simple question. I gotta ask this question.
Go ahead,
Xbox got games?
Ooh.
Yes, they got games that they are sharing.
I hate this dude.
Salute for sharing, brothers. We appreciate it. Hey, thank y'all for being beta testers for us.
I hate this guy. Yo, listen.
You know you gotta get. You know you're gonna have to get a little bit of the J Dub from Twitter.
Oh, for sure. Listen. We actually got a dip. J Dub, bro, it's been too long. We got to get you back on the show again. I'm about to tap into your schedule, see what you got for you, get you back on. We went way too long without having my Texas brethren rocking with me, man. I really hope you can make it out to PAX East one of these years, man. So they took PAX out from us. They don't want us to be great out here. That's all it is. They hate on the great state.
Hey, we had the whole crew, man.
Bro,
we had the whole crew out there, man.
Bro, it was lovely, bro. It was good times, man. We gonna get it back up rolling, man. Get to these conventions. At the end of the day, no matter what side of the fence you sit on, man, we all gamers and we love video games. Don't take Twitter too serious, y'all. It's all fun and games. But we're gonna get up out of here. For Baron J67 and the homie J Dub, I am Fame Entertainment from LV1Gaming.com. You guys have a great one, and we're out.